Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. We've got a quick little project today, and this one has been inspired by Angelica, one of our viewers, who posted some of her makes on our Facebook group just recently. So Angelica was lucky enough to score heaps of sample swatch fabrics, and she's made some pouches using the sample swatch fabric. What we're making today is a little wallet, and the original video that she had shared with the group was from a YouTuber called Stitch and Post. I'll pop a link in the description down below. It was done a few years ago. I've changed it a little bit because that's what I like to do, and I'm going to take you through how to make this tiny little card wallet that you can attach to your keychain or your bag. It's got slots in there for 3 different cards, and it's a really easy make. Great one to use with scrap fabrics. So let's get all of our scrap fabric together and we can make up this little card wallet. Okay, here's what we need. We're only going to be using 2 colours today. I've got this floral piece for the outside of the wallet and this purple for the inside. Each of these 2 pieces are 11 by 19 centimetres or 4.5 by 7.5 inches. And with that, we need 1 piece of stabiliser. I'm using a cotton iron-on interfacing. We need 1 piece that's 10 by 18 centimetres or 4 by 7 inches. These are going to be our little card holder pockets. We need 3 pieces of fabric. I'm using 2 of one and 1 of the other. They're 11 by 11 centimetres square or 4.5 inches square. And for each one of these 3 pieces, we need some interfacing. And I'm using the same product on the pockets as I am for the outer fabric. That's 10 by 5 centimetres or 4 by 2 inches. So we need 3 of those. And the tab on the side of the little wallet is completely optional. If you want to put a little tab on the side, you can have a D-ring or a little swivel clip attached to it. And then you can hang it from your keychain. So if you want to put a tab on, you need 1 piece of fabric that is 5 by 5 centimetres or 2 by 2 inches. Mine's long because I think I'm going to make 2 of these. Let's get everything prepared. Let's take our card slot fabric, fold that in half, and you'll place 1 piece of interfacing to the inside. So you'll just line that up across that fold and have it lined up evenly, and that can be pressed in place. I'm allowing 1/4 inch or 6 mil for my seam allowance today. So we'll press those in a moment. We also need to put this one together. First, we need to shape the top edge of our wallet. I'll fold that in half lengthwise, and then you want to determine whether or not you want to have an angled fold over or whether you want a curved fold over. It's completely up to you. I'm going to go with a curved edge. I'll make a mark 2.5 centimetres from either side or 1 inch, and along here I want to make a curve. Whatever you've got that will do a curve for you, you can mark that, and then we can cut that out. And we only want to do that at one end. Take the outer fabric and we'll place the shiny side down on the fabric, line that up so that it's nice and even all the way around, and we'll iron that too. So let's take this and these 3 pieces and fuse those together, and whilst we're at it, we'll take our little piece for the tab, fold the raw edges into the centre, fold that in as well, and we can press that. I'm not even going to bother sewing this because it's going to be so small that it's not going to come open. Okay, our fabric pieces have all been prepared. We're going to take these little card slots and fold the fabric back over itself. So you've got your fusible on this side and your seam allowance. We're just going to sew down 1 long edge, and you may notice that my fusible is a little bit shorter. That's because I cut this too short. So if you accidentally do that, then have your fusible on the folded edge of your fabric, and whatever's missing at the bottom doesn't matter. As I said, we've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance. We'll sew down the long edge. If you feel you need to, you can sew this closed as well. Now you do only need to sew 2 of these pocket pieces closed. The third one will actually be sewn up when we put all the layers together. Let's turn this the right way around. I've just finger pressed that seam open. It'll just help it sit more crisply. And we'll bring the fabric the right way around. These two have been sewn together into a tube, so you can see the seam on the inside there, and this one here still has the raw edges open. That's going to be our bottom pocket piece. So if we have our 3 pocket pieces laid out, this one here is the one that hasn't been stitched at the bottom, and then we have our cards slotted inside. Take your internal piece and the card slot that isn't stitched at the bottom, we'll place that along the bottom edge of the fabric, and we'll just make a little mark on the top edge of that fold. So you can see the raw edges here are going to line up, and we've got the top edge of the fold marked. From there, we're going to mark 2 more lines that are 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimetres from that first mark we've made. Take what will be the middle piece of fabric, and we're going to line that up along that centre mark that we've made. So I've got the folded edge at the top, the closed edge at the bottom, and I want to place this at that middle mark. I'm going to pop a pin in here, and we've just got that middle flap sitting in place. Take your top card pocket and we'll line that up with that top line that we've marked. Just lift that flap up, bring the purple one away, and this is how those layers are going to be sitting. If we just put all of our card slots in here now, the 2 back cards are just going to fall all the way through to the bottom and you won't see what's in there. So what we're doing, we're placing our card pockets where we want them. We need to now go back to the machine and sew along the bottom edge here and the bottom edge here. Let's go to the machine and do that now. First one I'm going to do is this one here, then I'll move that flap out of the way, and then I'll sew this one. All right, I've taken you over to the machine and forgot to hit record. So what I've done is sewn this flap down close to the bottom edge, folded that out of the way, and then I've sewn this one down close to the bottom edge as well. And what happens now is that the card won't go any further than that stitched line, and we can place the 3rd one in place as well now. And all you need to do is sit that where it is. So place the final card slot over the bottom edge of your fabric, and we can take our little folded piece of fabric for the tab, and you can use a D-ring or the swivel clip. It really doesn't matter, it's up to you. If you don't want to have anything at all and you just want to have this as a little flat wallet, you can go right ahead and leave it like that too. We're going to take our little tab and place that just over the edge of the fabric here. So we're going to line it up with the top edge of our pocket, and I might just quickly go and stitch that in place now so that we can work more easily with the next step. Okay, I've secured that in place, and what we can do now is take our outer fabric and place that directly over the top of all of those layers, and our stitching line is going to be the edge of our interfacing. Where you've got all of these layers of fabric in here, we're actually going to start sewing here, come around, and then we're going to stop sewing just after the curve, so where it goes back to the straight. We'll do a back stitch here, we'll have our back stitch here, there's going to be a small opening here for turning this wallet the right way around. After we finish sewing around the curve, then we can go and trim everything. Make sure that your metal D-ring is well inside your fabric as well. You don't want to accidentally sew over that. Okay, this is where I start sewing with a back stitch all the way around, come back to here where it goes straight again, and back stitch here. Let's go do that now. I've remembered to press the record button, and when I get to the corner of the fabric here, I like to go forward and then back stitch a couple of stitches, go forward 2, then when I turn the corner I'll go back 2 and then forward 2. I do just like to secure those corners really well. So I've come to the corner, I'll back stitch and go forward 2. Now I'll turn, go forward for 2, back for 2, and now we can tango forward. This is a section where the layers finish, and I've also got that tab underneath as well. You just want to make sure that metal tab is well away from your stitching. I'm also going to back stitch here just to reinforce that. And then when we get to the curve, we'll go slowly. And I've come back to the straight, so I'll back stitch here. All right, those layers have been secured. We can trim that curved edge and our corners. If you want to, you can go and trim really close to the side edges as well and take off any excess. But where your opening is here, you want to kind of leave that as it is. It'll make it easier for you to stitch it closed. And where this opening is, I'll finger press this. It'll help the fabric fold under. And now we can bring this the right way around. What I have learnt from that video, when you've got multiple pockets, to make it easier to turn this the right way around, is that if you have the outer fabric sitting at the top, and then you just take your finger or your thumb, go all the way to the bottom corner, and what happens is that you'll have your thumb over the top of all those layers of fabric on the inside. It'll make it easier for you to turn this through with your pocket the right way. Just grab your finger here and bring that through. And then pull the rest of it through. When you've turned everything the right way, by sticking your thumb on the correct side of your fabric, you've actually enabled all your pocket pieces to come out the right way. Otherwise you might end up with your pockets all inside out. It doesn't matter, you'll be able to turn it the right way around, but it does make it easier to do that. So that was a good little technique to learn. Okay, now that that's been turned the right way around and everything's sitting nice and flat, the corners are poked out nicely. One of the reasons why I double stitch my corners is that when I'm poking those corners out, having that reinforced there helps prevent me from poking holes in the corner. We need to close up this side edge here, and we're also going to top stitch from the top of the pocket edge here up around the curve and back down here. That will close up that opening, and then all we need to do is put a little snap on there. Coco has a little blanket in here and she just likes to rough it up before she gets herself comfortable. Okay, starting at the top edge of that little card slot, we'll sew really close to the edge and do that top stitch. Now that our card wallet is finished, we need to put either a snap, a magnetic snap, a plastic one, or even those little ones that you sew on by hand. If you don't have any of those, you can use some Velcro. So you can cut a thin strip of Velcro, and you want to stitch it onto the bottom pocket piece before you attach it to your fabric. The other thing you'd need to do is put a piece of Velcro at the top here, and you'll need to sew that on before you actually put all the layers together. Fortunately, we don't have to do that. I'm using these little plastic snaps. Fold the flap down and place it where you think you're going to be happy with it. So it's up to yourself. You want to make sure that there's enough of a flap here overhanging this bottom pocket section. So you'll find the center. This is about 4 inches finished, or 5 centimeters. And you can grab a pin and place that through the center in the position that you'd like to put your snap. And you can just check that to make sure that you do have enough of an overhang from the flap onto that bottom pocket. So I've got a pin sitting in here. I'll just raise that flap. Pin is still sitting in that pocket fabric, and then all you need to do is mark a spot there and up here as well. Grab an awl if you've got one, and where I've made that little mark here, I'm going to poke the awl through just the top pocket and make a hole there. So you just want to be careful you don't prick your fingers. And we'll grab one of our snaps and we'll place the flat cap to the inside, and then grab one of the other ends and place that on top, press that closed, and then we need the other side. So this cap here will sit on the outside of the fabric. We need to poke a hole big enough for the cap to go through. And then we'll place the other end on as well. And then we've got a finished little wallet. So there we have it. Perfectly functional little card wallet. And if you wanted to, you could easily make this a feminine hygiene pouch as well. You might make it a little bit wider, but you can certainly fit your hygiene products in here as well. So whether you want it as a credit card slot or something for your personal products, this would be perfect. So that was a fairly easy project to do, wasn't it? So I know I've done lots of card wallets before, but this is another simple way of doing them. You can easily attach that to a set of keys, or if you've got some D-rings hanging around in your bag, you can use a swivel clip instead and then just clip it to the inside of your bag. Great little wallet. As I said, you can also use this for feminine hygiene products. You can pop those in there. You might want to make it a little bit wider, but certainly easy to do. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put these in the shop, only because making little card slots is a little bit fiddly and time consuming, and I've got so many other things that I need to be sewing. So if I do put them in the shop, I'd probably put them in at about $10 each. Thanks to Angelica for giving me the inspiration to do this. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.